It's not uncommon to pay 20 to 40% higher cost per clicks when using automated bidding for conversion and lead generation campaigns on LinkedIn. This is why a common best practice LinkedIn ads experts talk about is using manual bidding instead. This strategy is that you set a bid as low as possible, known as a floor bid, and then you gradually increase your bid over time, trying to find the right balance between volume and the cost that you're willing to pay. As you can imagine, this is a very time consuming process because what it means is every single day you need to go in, check your account, and you have to check your bids against your average cost per click every single day. And then from there, you have to review the performance of your campaigns and figure out which campaigns not only are exceeding your average cost per click, but are also performing well. And then you have to finally make the manual adjustments. This is super time consuming, but it's worth the effort because you can reap the rewards in terms of those lower cost per clicks and ultimately more volume. I want to show you a SAM automation today that you can use inside of Sammy to automate this process of increasing or decreasing your manual bids on LinkedIn. So I'm going to come here into Sammy, and inside of Sammy, I'm going to leverage this SAM template called Magic Bidding. And what this is going to do, it's going to automatically increase your bids for your best performing LinkedIn campaigns. So let's go ahead and click on this. We're going to select LinkedIn. And then from here, what I need to do is I just need to go ahead and modify my rule. Because I'm using a SAM template or a templated workflow, all I got to do is just come in here and edit the values. So let's go ahead and click modify. And because I have LinkedIn integrated, I can see all of my customer accounts. I'm going to choose mine. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select the campaigns that we want this to apply to. So in my case, I want it to be based on my Fix My Ad campaigns. It's a very specific type of campaign that I'm running here at Ad Conversion. I'm going to go ahead and select all of those, save this, and now I've got 21 campaigns selected. So what we have here is we have the task set to bidding because we want to make a bidding change. And now what we need to do is we need to decide our bidding variable. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm showing you how to increase your bids. So in this case, I'm going to make a 10% bid increase. But if I wanted to do a negative adjustment, I can just go ahead and add the minus sign, and now it'll decrease my bids by 10%. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a positive value. And what we're going to do is we're going to set a bidding cap. This is really important just to protect ourselves so that our bid doesn't get too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a bidding cap between $3 and $30. You can completely change this depending on how competitive the audiences you're going after are. But just to keep it safe, I'm going to say between $3 and $30. I want this to run once per day, looking at the time frame of this month. So this rule will run once per day, 7 days a week, looking at all of the data for this month. And what it's doing is it's looking at my manual bid, and it's basically looking and seeing every single day it's checking, and it's looking at if my manual bid is 90% of my average cost per click in the current month, it's going to then go ahead and increase my bid. I can also add in a different variable in here as well. Like this is just looking at based on pacing, right? So if my manual bid was $1, let's say, I only spent, my average cost per click was 95 cents. Then in this case, my rule would successfully fire because it's 90% of the bid. Now, if I wanted to add some sort of performance metric on top of this to just not increase the bid because it can take it, but because it's also performing well, what I can do is I can add in additional information to my rule. So I could say, let's just say cost per conversion is greater than my average cost per conversion. So what this is going to do is now it's going to say, okay, if my manual bid is lower than my average and the cost per conversion is greater than, or I should say actually not greater than, less than the average cost per conversion for these, for the 21 campaigns selected, then I'm going to go ahead and apply this rule. So completely flexible to you. You can further customize the rule as you need to. And that's essentially it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and enable Slack alerts. By default, we've got this template here. I'm going to go ahead and select my channel that I want to get notified in, and I can add in additional variables as well. If I want additional information, I can fully edit the rule or the notification as I see fit. Now I would just go ahead and click save. I'd publish my SAM, and now I've created a workflow that is checking my bids, and it's increasing the bids that are performing well for me, and I've just automated that work. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.